the expectations for one of our teams, volleyball, probably as high as any on campus as we start. And Carolyn Raynes is here. Visit a little bit about the upcoming volleyball season, and a season that starts on Friday in South Dakota. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm really excited. This preseason has been awesome. We've spent a lot of time together, which obviously is what happens when you're in two-a-days and team meetings and everything else. But this group of young ladies has really started to connect as a team, which I think is going to be extremely valuable in our success, especially early on in the season.
Yeah, 4 years now, right? This is your fourth. And so now this team has become yours. These are all the people you've brought in, if I'm not mistaken. How does that feel?
Great. I mean, obviously there's a little pressure on me that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and I no longer have an excuse for us not to be. But the good thing is, you know, with Zach by my side in his recruiting role, I know that we're bringing in the right kids every year, and it's much easier to define who we are as a team and find the kids that fit that well. So
we want to talk about the new kids here in a moment, but first of all, tell us about that returning core that as you've gone through your first 3 years, more and more wins every year. Who are the ones you're counting on this year?
You know, it's been kind of hard, and that's what I told you before this interview, is pulling out specific names is really difficult for me right now, just because our focus has really been on together and doing things for each other. So that's kind of our theme this year, is working really hard to make everybody feel valuable, for them to have a role. And so we haven't really clearly defined who those kids are going to be just yet. I'm seeing, you know, some kids really are starting to stand out. Obviously, is what's going to happen this weekend is what we're really looking for to make some of those decisions. But I truly think that all 17 of them are going to find a very important role on this team this year.
So if I'm reading between the lines a little bit, that says some pretty good depth. You've got some people you can go to.
Yeah, and that's what's great about it in all of our positions, is we have such strength, and they are recognizing that, which I think is a really neat thing as well. You talk to any of them and they're like, man, this other kid in my position, she's really good, you know, and that's what you want to hear from each other and from your teammates, is you want that support, but also the challenge of having to compete.
Right.
So,
how about those newcomers? Can you talk a little bit about some of the freshmen that are in?
Absolutely. So we have 4 of them this year, and they all have such unique and fun personalities, and we've gotten to see them fit into what we already have here, which has been great. Great attitudes, great effort, and that's across the board. You know, that's the one thing that we didn't have to teach them when they got here. They came in and they just said, you know, Coach, this is the environment we walked into, and this is what we want to be. So all 4 of them are great. We have Elizabeth Quinn, who actually came in as kind of utility for us. She's starting to find a little more time on the outside. I suspect that she'll probably spend most of her time there, but she's a kid who, if we need her in the middle, she can play in the middle, which is always a nice thing to have some of that. Maddie Winger, she is coming in as a right side as well, and is doing a great job over there and has some good leadership in that role from the other 2 players that are playing that. And so that's fun for seeing her develop and them kind of working together in that relationship on the right side, because that's always been a pretty strong position for us. So yeah, we're excited to have her there. And then we have Tori Vogt, and she is actually a lefty,
nice,
but we have her playing some outside. And she's a kid who's just got a lot of fire and is passionate about playing and competing, passionate about her teammates. And she, for me, was somebody that I knew when I brought her in here that she was just going to battle, because she's a little undersized, which she laughs because I'm sure she's heard that a million times. But we like that. We like that kid who's got something to fight for. And then we also have... well, we have a new setter that came in at the semester. I'm not sure if you remember seeing her at all, Megan. So she transferred in at semester and has done a good job. So to us, I guess we have 5 new faces. And then the last one's Lacey Albers, and she's in middle for us. And same thing, is she's got 2 seniors in that position with her. So we're expecting a ton of growth out of her. She's already done great things this semester. I love that she's pushing those seniors, and there is that competition. So, you know, that's another spot where no role is handed out just yet, and we're looking forward to seeing her grow row as well. So.
Season starts Friday. Who do you have coming up this weekend?
We have Black Hills. You know, it's one of those. Black Hills State. It's one of those where I've been so focused on us that I'm like, oh, I actually did look at their roster. It's different for us preparing for tournaments just because we don't necessarily go try to get film on them.
Right.
Especially the first weekend, it's really about what are we doing? Are we putting the things in place that our system is fit for? So we have Black Hills State, and then our second match that day is Arkansas Fort Smith, who has actually received votes to be in the top 25. So that will be a tough match for us, but it's kind of like we've never seen them before, and so I'm pretty sure the kids will probably have no idea, and that's fine with me. Let's just go play. And then we have the home team, Sioux Falls, and we'll play them on Saturday, and then our final match is with the MIAA team, Fort Hays. Oh. So we have those four, a little mix of competition, but you know, we are focused on what we're doing and how can we play together, and what are those roles really going to develop into for each of the kids on the team.
Real quick, I want you to give us your take on the GLVC race this year. What's the conference going to look like?
You know, it's super different because without St. Joe, we've actually been divided into 3 different divisions. So much smaller divisions, and how the conference is going to work is whoever wins their little pod is going to move on, and then we have, I think it's we have 5 wild cards at the end.
Right.
So that's just totally different than what we've seen before. That means we're going to see a couple more opponents in our area twice, which we're fine with. You know, Quincy, Truman, Rockhurst, and Missouri S&T are those. So we feel like we compete really well with them. It'd be great to beat them home and away. You know, that's always our goal. And then within the other conference parts of it, you know, still really great competition, and it's just going to be a battle. It always is. That's why I love the GLVC. Is everybody can lose and everybody can win on any given night.
Cardinals have been doing their share of winning over the last couple of years under Carolyn Raynes, and it should be an exciting volleyball season. Okay. And I know you're going to rise to those challenges, like you said. There is always one somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carolyn, thank you.